The 49ers select Nick Martin, linebacker from Oklahoma State, with pick 75. Oh, dear. Let's talk about it. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. I'm Jason Aponte. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Pick 75 is in. The San Francisco 49ers draft linebacker Nick Martin out of Oklahoma State. And I have to say, I don't like it. Look, if the 49ers have a plan and they understand like what they're doing, fine. You know, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt, because no matter what I say, everyone's going to defer to John Lynch, and they know better than I do, right? Like, that's their job. I'm just a guy, right? And I'm just a guy who talks about the team. But Jalen Noel was there. I think there's better linebackers in this draft that you could have had later than Nick Martin. And if you want your red flags, I've got them in spades. He played in 5 games last year. He took 119 snaps in 2022. 2023 is the only season that he played a full complement of snaps, 930. 38 tackles last year. 102 in 2023. You want PFF metrics? Fine. Career high 67.1 defensive rating. 63.2 run defense last year. 62.3 tackling. A missed tackle percentage of 15.5 last year. 9 missed tackles, 38 tackles. Missed 20 tackles on 102 in 2023, where he played a full season. Pass rush 84.4 last year. Had 9 total pressures, a sack, 4 hits. I don't know, man. This one I don't get. This one I don't get. I'm telling you right now, I don't get this one. You know, you do extensive research on a bunch of players, and he wasn't one of them. Wasn't one of them that anybody really had a radar on. I'll be honest, this is probably the second time I've heard his name. Impact players are still on the board. I know everybody. Listen. We need to fix this run defense. For sure. I think you've done it with the first 2 picks. I like that. Jalen Noel would have been a far better pick at 75 than him. And I get it. You're not worried about the offense because the offense is largely intact. I don't like this pick. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But, well, what was on the board? Like, this is a reach. Who else had Nick Martin, Oklahoma State linebacker, high up on their board? Who? Point them out. We saw some things happen in the 3rd round that were a little weird. The idea that Detroit traded to get Tesla at wide receiver, I don't understand that one. He's fine. But there's, Pat Bryant going to Denver. He's good. I didn't think that he was going to go that high. This one feels odd. Just out of place. Yes, you do need help at linebacker. You do. Because I don't think we're... Turn it down. I don't think that we're doubting D. Winters' skill. It's whether D. Winters can play. Can he finish drives? Can he finish quarters? I don't know, man. Maybe somebody smarter than me, smarter than I, can explain this one to me. But if you're passing on players that are injured, have injury concerns, have been dealing with injuries, this one feels odd. He doesn't have a ton of experience. I don't know. Maybe it'll all work out. But that's underwhelming. Especially if you're talking about linebackers that you could have had. You could have definitely had Teddy Buchanan further down. I think Teddy Buchanan is better than him. value pick is just bad. You could have had Jalen Noel here and Teddy Buchanan there, but now you take Nick Martin here, and in a few picks, you're probably not going to get Jalen Noel. You'll probably draft somebody like Jalen Royals, who he's fine. I don't have a problem with Jalen Royals, but he's not better than Jalen Noel. Yeah, this is the first head scratcher for me. This one is. If he works out, fine. I hope he works out. But this is such a like meh whatever pick. And again, the 49ers know better than I do and know better than everybody else, and this is their job. And do you think that you know more than the 49ers? I don't. I just have an opinion like everybody else. That's all. I don't see the vision with this one. Maybe, we can go back and look at this in a year and, Nick Martin's a stud and he turns out to be the perfect replacement for Dre Greenlaw, but I don't see it. I can only give you what I feel in the moment. I don't feel anything. I feel confused. That felt like we know we need a linebacker, so we're taking a linebacker, as opposed to knowing that you need a linebacker and filling it with the best possible value. Okay, I mean, look, I'm glad that people are T-Dub says Nick Martin's so good. Okay, I like it. I mean, if you guys like it, that's great. And again, admittedly, I don't really know, much about him, right? Kelton Crew, Nick Martin is really good. I'm an OSU fan and watched him a lot. He was hurt a good portion of last year. That was kind of my point. In terms of you pass on all these other guys for injury concerns, and then he's played 5 games last year. Very good tackler. I see that, but I ran off the list though. I mean, it has to be a Dre Greenlaw replacement. He's a linebacker. I don't know if his skill set is Dre Greenlaw, but he's definitely a Dre Greenlaw replacement. Doesn't mean that he's gonna be Dre Greenlaw. Obviously, he's replacing Dre Greenlaw because Dre Greenlaw is gone. Any linebacker was going to be a Dre Greenlaw replacement. But 15.5% missed tackles. That's 9 missed tackles last season, 20 the year before on 102, 12.6 missed tackle, and a tackling grade of 62.3 in 2024 and 65 in 2023. I mean, fine. You did need a linebacker. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Again, admittedly, I hadn't done a lot of work on him. Never really thought that was somebody that would be on their board, but Anthony says he's not good in coverage and gets out physical. We're cooked. Well, all the good vibes that we had earlier on from Alfred Collins are gone, right? Let's see. He would have been there in the 4th. John Snow says this guy sucks. I think he's referring to me. Which, might be true. But yeah, for me, I've done a lot of work on a lot of players. That just wasn't one of them. So maybe that's my fault. I blame myself when it comes to that. Just like the second or third time I've ever heard this name, and it just feels like, of course he's going to be a Dre Greenlaw replacement. The 49ers need to replace Dre Greenlaw. I think Teddy Buchanan is better than him, man. And you could have had him a lot later on. The value for this pick feels like a reach. That's all it is. Again, maybe the 49ers had intel that somebody else was going to draft, and the Texans just took Jalen Noel. Cool, man. Cool, man. It's fine. It's fine. 6 spots before the 49ers, Kyle Williams went to the Patriots. I guarantee you he's going to be a hooper. And then you pass on Jalen Noel for a linebacker that was injured last year for the sake of saying you had to fill a linebacker. Sorry, guys. I can't lie to you and get excited about this. You know, if you guys are excited, I love that. If someone can explain to me, you know, what it is that I'm missing here, that's all. I'm also open to that as well. It's just not a name that you expected. And again, the 49ers tend to do this. But again, if he turns out to be really good, then who cares what I think, you know, and then we can all come back and look at this video and laugh at me. I just know that Jalen Noel is going to be good. I know that other players are going to be good and they could be had later on. You know, I got to do more work on him, I guess. That's all I got to say. Shout out to everybody in here, 123 people. Make sure you like this video. That helps us out so much. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. I'll stick around for a little bit. I probably won't stick around all the way to the next 49ers pick because that's a while. Plus, Averly's over here as well too. So, let's see. Chosen One says, "What a reach." Peter Gomez says, "All these naysayers, dude attacks the ball. No one thought Borland was going to be good either." That's true. And again, that was my idea with Teddy Buchanan. Is like you could have had him later on. Teddy Buchanan is, in my opinion, far more polished and has a far better track record. Again, like it's just value. But again, if he ends up being really good, who cares where we took him? Man, this is really Robert Saleh's draft, huh? Like Robert Saleh's just, you know, pulling all the strings. I didn't see this pick coming. Seems like he's a tackler. This had to be Saleh. Unfortunately, the missed tackle percentage is really high. But you can interpret that two different ways. One, he's around the ball, which is what you want. And when you're around the ball and you technically are, you know, in play, you are going to miss tackles because you can't make all of them. So if you want to look at it that way, you can. The idea of him being this short tackler when he has like a 15% missed tackle rate and then he has a 13% missed tackle rate. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it doesn't go hand in hand. AD says instant analysis, but provides zero analysis. Nice. You're not listening. That's cool, man. I mean, if you just want to be dense, that's your business. But yeah, again, if he ends up being good, that's fine. I find it when there's picks and there's players out there that are sure shots and things that you know and you can set your watch to. That's where like this comes in a little bit differently. Like again, the first two picks, I love them. You know, Alfred Collins and Michael Williams, love it. But you know, could have just been somebody else. Could have been somebody else that's an instant impact guy. When it seems like this guy is going to come in and still compete with D. Winters. So if D. Winters starts over him, then there's a third round pick that's sitting behind someone else. And then, you know, obviously, you know, we know the concerns with D. Winters. It's not, you know, the player. It's the injury concerns. So, you know, we'll see. This is the first pick that I really am like, you know, I don't really know about. The first two picks I'm on board with completely. Love Alfred Collins. You know, love what they're doing with Michael Williams. Think it's great. But it's just, you know, this one's a head scratcher. And there's always one or two in every 49ers draft. There's always one or two where you're just like, you know, it's got to be explained a little bit. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of think pieces and people who are going to, you know, again, we talk ourselves into almost all these picks. But, you know, when you look at the missed tackle rate, you look at the injury concerns, it's like you passed on players that are injured. And then a guy who played 5 games last year and only took 119 snaps 2 years before that is somebody that, like, you know, you're all over. We'll see. You know, out of 11 picks, you're not going to love all of them. You know, and again, I'm open to being wrong. I don't know it all. I just have an opinion like you guys. I'm just meh with this one. Like, it's just like, I didn't. And I've explained that a few times that I haven't dug into him. I haven't. But I'm talking about the things that the 49ers, there's players out there who have far bigger track records on college that are injured that the 49ers are staying away from. And then you have this player who played 5 games last season, and they're fine with it. Exactly. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. I've admitted that this name hasn't popped up. This name wasn't a sexy name that everybody was looking and going out and running out. I'm shocked that this many people know about him, and that's a credit to you guys for, digging in. But, again, if you're concerned about the injuries, if you're concerned about injuries for other guys who have bigger track records, who have played much more and have done a lot more, then this pick is like the pick, and he only played 5 games last year. But hey, again, I defer to the front office. I defer to their scouting department. They're the ones who are making the decisions. And, just got to hope that this is the right decision. And again, I just have my opinion. That's all. Doesn't mean that I know more than anybody. I definitely don't know as much as I should about him. And I want to be completely upfront with that. But the name itself, it just didn't pop, didn't pop up, a little bit. And I think, the name, when you're going through mocks, and I've done a few of them, that name doesn't pop up this early. But I will push back on the idea of value. If that's your guy and you like him, doesn't matter where you take him. If he ends up being an impact player, nobody's going to remember that you went too high for him. They're just going to say that you drafted a really good player. So that's the positive spin that you could put on it. It's just, again, this name is just like, I don't know. I'm indifferent. That's the best way to put it. I'm indifferent. One, based on the little that I know about him. And 2, based on the fact that I preferred Teddy Buchanan, even Chris Paul Jr., over him. I think those guys were more inclined to be better linebackers. So I guess that's the best way I can put it. I'll stick around for a little bit, that's my analysis on it. But yeah, if he's good, then it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really matter what we think. It's just this is the first pick that I'm gonna say, I'm not too sure about. Shout out to everybody in here, guys. Make sure you guys like this video if you're in here. Yeah, it's getting down to the end of day 2 today. So the 49ers will have one more pick, if I'm not mistaken, at 100. So I don't know where they're going now at this point. After that, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do at this point. I'll probably hop off here, and then I'll get back on by the time that the pick comes along at 100, just because there's a bunch of picks in between or whatever, and I still have Averly here too as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining the stream and everything as well too. I'll do my homework, and I'll promise that I'll come back with something a little bit more substantial, probably Monday. But as of right now, I'm indifferent to this pick. That's all I'll say. I'm indifferent. I don't have strong feelings either way. Just, a little bit of a head scratcher. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'll see you guys in a little bit when the 49ers make pick 100. Don't know where they're going, but I'll be here to break it all down with you guys. See you guys in a bit. Peace. Welcome, everybody. Let's go, Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.